Traveling by train is one of the most enjoyable ways to experience transportation. Most other forms of transportation have become increasingly stressful, with issues like pollution and congestion making road travel almost unbearable. And don't even get me started on flying and the monstrous experience that modern airports and economy class seating bring. Trains remain the most efficient, perhaps the least environmentally friendly, and possibly the most romantic means of public transport available to us today. And here, for your enjoyment, we have gathered some of the most modern and innovative contemporary railways. These are the 20 most advanced trains that exist today. Number 20. The Hyperloop. The Hyperloop TT is a new and innovative type of transportation that is currently being developed. It's based on the concept of Hyperloop, which, frankly, sounds like the craziest idea from a 1950s sci-fi movie set in the year 2000. Imagine being able to travel at 1,200 kilometers per hour in passenger capsules through tubes or tunnels, without the need for tracks or wheels. This mind-blowing technology sounds like something only optimistic future planners can come up with, but you might be surprised to learn that it already exists and is based on magnets. The Hyperloop concept is based on the same idea as an air hockey table, where friction is reduced by using magnetic levitation. The Hyperloop goes even further, removing most of the air from the tunnels the pods travel through, further reducing friction, allowing for incredibly high speeds. What the ability to travel at more than 1 kilometer per hour really means is that a person could cover the distance between Los Angeles and San Francisco in just 40 minutes. This could revolutionize the way people live and work, and it could even be an affordable and less polluting alternative to air travel. With the usual suspects, Richard Branson's Virgin Company and the ever-present Elon Musk involved in the development of this new form of transportation, it seems that traveling this futuristic way could soon become a reality. It has been in the human testing phase since November 2020, and all signs suggest that it's making progress. Before we continue, give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and click the notification bell right now, or this 100-foot creature will crawl across your face while you sleep. Number 19. Bolero Rus. The Siemens Bolero is a family of high-speed trains. Yeah, they look a lot like all the other high-speed trains to me. These trains are made by Siemens. Surprise. And they are used in Germany, Belgium, France, the Netherlands, Spain, the United Kingdom, Turkey, Russia, and China. Now they travel a bit, right? It's based on the ICE 3 MFE that Siemens made for the German project Deutsche Bahn. And after that, everyone else seemed to want what Germany had, and they all wanted a piece of that delicious fast train deal. Other countries also started placing their orders, and soon Siemens found itself rushed to meet so many demands for trains. It turns out these are, in fact, high-speed trains. In July 2006, one of them set what was then a world record for a train on rails at 1,024 kilometers per hour. It's no surprise, then, that everyone wanted a piece of this train. And that's it for Siemens Bolero. These trains are totally everywhere. They run on many of the major railway lines around the world and remain a popular and reliable option to this day. The excitement is too much, I know. Number 18. Trenitalia Frecciarossa 1000. The Frecciarossa 1000 is a high-speed train operated by the Italian state railway network, Trenitalia. It's not especially strange or wonderful, but it's Italy's offering when it comes to the selection of high-speed trains we've shown you so far. The main thing that the railway company boasts about is the luxurious and sophisticated first-class facilities, or as they call them, executive class. According to them, this is the pinnacle of luxury train travel in Europe. It's similar, they say, to flying first class on a long-haul flight. The seats are very comfortable, armchair-like, so they emphasize that passengers will not be sitting next to each other. Maybe it's not the best option for romance, but it's definitely better if you're a grumpy traveler who doesn't like having a chatty seatmate. The other thing that seems to be a big draw for these extra-priced seats is that they can all be rotated so they face the direction of travel. This, for some people, is really important for some reason. If you're one of those people, please enlighten me in the comments section below. Number 17. The Coral KTX Sanchin. Next up, we have the KTX Sanchin. This is a high-speed train from South Korea. That's great. These trains were built by Hyundai Rotem and have been operated by Korail, the Korean Railway Corporation, which is the national railway operator of South Korea. They have a maximum speed of 305 kilometers per hour. It's the second commercial high-speed train to operate in South Korea, but also the first domestically manufactured one that was designed and built there. The KTX Sanchin has 2 traction heads and 1 set of articulated passenger cars between these 2 engines. The train has an acceleration speed from 0 to 300 in 316 s, and its braking distance from maximum speeds 5,000 in is 3,300 m. Number 16. The Renfe Avenue Class 103, a high-speed train. Since 1992, connecting Seville, Cordoba, and Madrid, later expanding to other major cities and some international routes. This high-speed service has been in operation since 1992, when it started connecting the cities of Seville, Cordoba, and Madrid. And in the following years, the connections have expanded to many other major cities in Spain. Now they also include some international connections. Avenue is the abbreviated name for Spanish high-speed rail, but the name also plays on the word for bird, which is ave in Spanish. Ren's 103 series has 26 trains that run between Madrid and Barcelona along its 621-kilometer tracks. High-speed trains reach 310 kilometers per hour, carrying 404 passengers. In 2006, Renfe Class 103 hit 403.7 kilometers per hour, a record. Spain's railway transports 223 million. In fact, in 2006, a Renfe Class 103 reached a maximum speed of 403.7 kilometers per hour, which turned out to be a national speed record for Spanish trains. The railway network in Spain has been growing and growing over the years, and it currently transports up to 223 million passengers a year. This is a figure lower than that of comparable railways in other countries with high-speed networks. Train travel isn't as widespread in Spain as it is in places like Japan, France, or China. Number 15 is the ONCF to Barak. Next up, we have Barak. This is the high-speed rail service in Morocco. This railway is the 323 kilometers high-speed line that runs between Tangier and Casablanca in Morocco, in North Africa. It was named after King Mohammed VI of Morocco. He chose this name because it resembled a Barak, which is a mythical creature from Islamic tradition. You probably mispronounced this creature as it is depicted as a sort of winged horse, and is said to have carried the Prophet Muhammad on his journey between Mecca and Jerusalem, as well as in other stories of importance to Muslims. So the name has some significance. And this is also, apparently, Africa's first high-speed rail service. A line runs 186 kilometers from Tangier with trains at 320 kilometers per hour. From Caen to Casablanca, speed is limited due to dense areas. 12 Alstom Euroduplex trains, double-decker, max 533 passengers. After Caen and up to Casablanca, there's an upgraded main line that goes through densely populated areas, so high speeds aren't really possible in that part of the journey. The 12 Alstom Euroduplex trains are double-decker with 533 passengers capacity, 2 power cars, 8 passenger cars, 2 first class, 5 second class, and a dining car. Like many other high-speed trains, these usually consist of 2 power cars and 8 intermediate passenger cars. The general setup of the trains includes 2 first-class cars followed by 5 second-class cars, as well as a dining car. Number 14 is the Junior Shinkansen. This is the world-famous Japanese bullet train. Japan was the first country to develop a high-speed rail network, and that's how it became so famous. They were the first to do it, and for a long time, they did it better than everyone else. But they've been operating this network since 1964, and frankly, they've done it extremely efficiently all that time. Currently, the network has about 3,000 tracks across the country, and its fastest train can travel up to 443 kilometers per hour. The Japanese railway system is famous worldwide for being incredibly efficient and extremely fast, and that's no exaggeration. Trains aren't the only mode of transportation that works well in Japan. Basically, everything is efficient, clean, and a point of pride, but the railway system is truly excellent. In Japan, punctuality is definitely emphasized, but it's taken very seriously in all aspects of Japanese life. Being late is simply unacceptable. Being late is a sign of disrespect, and the Japanese care about what others think or feel about their actions. In Japan, people strive to be on time and never make excuses if they arrive late. They are humble and take responsibility. But in Japan, people really strive to be on time and never make excuses if they arrive late. They are humble and take responsibility. In 2018, a train left 25 seconds early, and it was one of the most embarrassing moments in the history of Japanese railways. The company stated that this was truly inexcusable. I mean, just imagine if a train did that in the UK. People would probably faint from shock. Number 13 is the TGV from SNCF. The TGV, or Train à Grande Vitesse, is the French high-speed train. The TGV Posse is one such high-speed train that was built by the French manufacturer Alstom. This particular train was put into service by the French railway network to serve the Paris area, eastern France, and southern Germany, from which it gets the post part of its name, although it is in German, so I won't pronounce it, and you'll thank me later. Each of these trains consists of 8 single-deck carriages, which are paired with new power cars. They have a maximum speed of 199 miles per hour. On April 3, 2007, a train set a world speed record at 357.2 kilometers per hour. It had reached 344.4 kilometers per hour earlier. This train reached an unprecedented speed of 357.2 kilometers per hour. Before this, it had only reached 344.4 kilometers per hour in February of that same year. I don't know if there were passengers on board who were in a big hurry that day, or if the conductor just really wanted to get home and catch the football game. Number 12 is the one from Weiss, the most important high-speed rail service in Germany. This is the Intercity Express 3, also known as the ICE 3, which sounds cooler. It's mainly operated by Deutsche Bahn, hence the prefix B, which is sometimes included. This train line operates several different rail services in Germany, including classes 403, 406, 407, and 408, and all of them have different abbreviations and IC numbers. 407 and 408. They all have different abbreviations and IC numbers. It's fascinating. The trains are known as multi-system trains and are widely used throughout Europe, but particularly in Germany. The speed limit for the national high-speed train tracks in Germany is 320 kilometers per hour, but that doesn't mean the trains can't reach higher speeds. In the operational tests, there were 3 classes of trains. The 403 and the 406, which managed to reach a respectable speed of 368 kilometers per hour. Class 403 is actually the only train authorized to run at 330 kilometers per hour, which is 10 kilometers per hour faster than any other train on any other network in all of Germany. So they'll get to their destination a bit quicker than their competition, more than any other train on any other network in all of Germany. So they'll get to their destination a bit faster than their competition. Number 11, the term refugiomental. For this next train may seem like a bit of a rude word on paper, but trust me, this is a healthy train like all the others. Developed by the China Railway Corporation, these whooshing trains are also known by the generic name CR carries, which is less daring but much more boring. These are a collection of different high-speed trains that can typically operate at around 350 kilometers per hour, but some have been tested to reach a top speed of 420 kilometers per hour. But I wonder, where everyone has to be in such a hurry. It's really great that this high-speed train is produced entirely in China and doesn't involve any external rolling stock manufacturers. That means there's no licensed technology or patented junk. All of these are Chinese-made trains, and they have some exciting features. The stats for this train are similar to others. It has 8 cars and measures 209 meters long, and it can carry over 500 passengers. The most frequently used line is the Beijing-Shanghai high-speed line, which connects the 2 major metropolitan areas of China in just under 5 hours. There's also a new high-speed line to Tibet, featuring trains adapted for high altitudes. The railway consists of 960 kilometers of tracks at over 4,000 meters in altitude, so its construction, which was already complicated in such a hostile terrain, was hampered by the freezing conditions. The lack of oxygen makes the ecosystem very vulnerable to disturbances. At this altitude, the air is 50% thinner than at sea level, which means there's little oxygen, and altitude sickness is a real issue. Apparently, no one who worked on the railway died from altitude sickness during the construction, and they say that's actually a small miracle. It's said that the workers were so well taken care of that there were hundreds of medical professionals available to support their work. And it almost seems hard to believe, but I don't know. It has a bit of a propaganda vibe to it. Anyway, this is a very high railway that nobody thought could be built, but they did it anyway. And if you ever travel on it, the train cars are actually pressurized, like on an airplane, and they're also equipped with an oxygen supply system that's supposed to keep passengers from feeling too weird or passing out at high altitudes. The rest of the train is pretty much what you'd expect from any other modern train car, just that it's really, really high up. Number 10, the CR Harmony. Here we are again in China, where this time we're looking at a Chinese hexagonal train, also known as the CR Harmony. This is the general term used for the CRH series of high-speed trains. They actually run at the same speeds as the Fuxing trains, but they also have a higher test speed record. I know that today at Fancy Banana, we're really excited. These trains were built using existing rolling stock from various global manufacturers as a way for China Railway to learn how to assemble all the materials and develop its own knowledge of railway technology. And it worked because they went ahead and manufactured the aforementioned homegrown Fuxing trains. These CR Harmony versions have been used on the high-speed railways between Shanghai and Hangzhou and between Shanghai and Nanjing since 2011. The CH380, with its eye-catching name, almost holds the record for the fastest train speed, reaching a very respectable, though apparently extremely dangerous, maximum speed of 486.1 kilometers per hour during tests in 2010. Number 9. The Shanghai Maglev train is a magnetic levitation train. That's where the word maglev comes from. Essentially, this means that the railway transport system operates using two sets of electromagnets. One of these sets repels the train and pushes it up off the track, while the other is used to move the elevated train. This is possible because the first set eliminates friction between the train and the track. One of these sets repels the train and pushes it up off the track, while the other is used to move the elevated train. This is possible because the first set eliminates the friction between the train and the track. Are you still with me? Anyway, the Shanghai Maglev train is a tram line that operates in Shanghai in China. It was the first magnetic levitation train of its kind to reach a high speed of 268 kilometers per hour. It's still the fastest commercial electric train in the world, even though it's also the oldest commercial maglev train still in operation. This particular train connects Shanghai Pudong International Airport with the subway, from where passengers can head into the city. The journey takes about 7 minutes and 20 seconds and covers a distance of 30 kilometers. It can reach a maximum speed of 186 megascaldes in just 2 minutes and 15 seconds. After that, it hits a top speed of 268 megascaldes after 4 minutes. It can reach a maximum speed of 186 miles per hour in just 2 minutes and 15 seconds. After that, it hits a top speed of 268 megas after 4 minutes. Number 8. The Junior East is 5. Another point, another train. But that's to be expected, right? We're back in Japan, and we're checking out another high-speed train. What luck we have. Most of Japan's bullet trains operate at a maximum speed of 300 kilometers per hour. There are 5 versions that run through the eastern part of Japan. For the eastern region of Japan, Japan Railways can travel up to 320 kilometers per hour. That seems pretty significant. These trains have a total of 731 seats and are built with an aluminum alloy that is extremely lightweight. These trains also have something called active suspension, which means they're better equipped to move at high speeds through curves. And they're also designed with an extra long nose, like Pinocchio. But really, this is to reduce the sonic noise that happens when trains enter tunnels at extremely high speeds. They can't be making noise the whole show. That's not polite. And Japan, well, after all, is very respectful of courtesy. Number 7. The high-speed rail for Maine. You think you've seen one high-speed train, and you've seen them all. Well, not too fast there. This is at least a little different from most of the others. To be honest, it's more about location than technical specifications. The high-speed train is in the desert, and that's pretty unusual. This is the high-speed rail of Saudi Arabia. It's essentially a fast link service between Mecca and Medina, crossing the driest and hottest desert landscape, where they face sandstorms and intense temperatures. The trains run at a speed of about 300 kilometers per hour. Just like all the other high-speed railways in the world. These trains have a total of 13 cars to carry up to 417 passengers in 2 comfort classes. In fact, they can transport up to 60 million passengers a year. And all of this mainly happens during the annual pilgrimage to the holy city of Mecca that millions of Muslims undertake. It significantly shortens the journey from Medina to Mecca. And in a car that's so hot and sweaty, the trip can last up to 10 hours. Number 6. The Jemu 43010. Next up, we have the South Korean proposal for the world of high-speed trains. What luck! We have the Haemu 430 ETES, whose catchy name apparently stands for High-Speed Electric Multiple Unit 430 Experimental. So that name is probably a blessing, rather than trying to say it all in that tongue twister every time. In March 2013, the train managed to reach a speed of 4,214 kilometers per hour. This would put South Korea in the same league as France, Japan, and China for having developed a train that operates at speeds over 420 kilometers per hour. So all of this is really exciting, I'm sure. Number 5 is the Thales Eurostar. The Eurostar company is the rail operator that runs the train system traveling through the Channel Tunnel between the United Kingdom and continental Europe, passing through Paris in France and Brussels in Belgium. The Eurostar E was the fourth generation of Eurostar trains that served this purpose. It was officially inaugurated in November 2014 and began commercial service between London and Paris in November of the following year. These trains are high-speed, following the tradition of the French TGV. They can reach maximum speeds of 320 kilometers per hour and carry up to 900 passengers at any given time. This is a huge increase from their predecessors, as these trains could only carry about 750 people per trip. These trains travel through various countries, encountering different railway systems. The propulsion system and components are under the floor, saving space for more passengers, increasing ticket sales, and boosting profit margins. The entire propulsion system and technical elements of the train are distributed underground along the entire length of the train. It's a space-saving technique that has allowed for more room for passengers and, therefore, more tickets sold, and naturally, greater potential profit margins. Number 4. Now we have a Swedish train. This is Regina. It sounds fancy, but it's just a regular high-speed passenger train, and it doesn't even go that fast. In fact, the Regina operates primarily as a normal passenger train at under 200. The speed record is 303. Things happen a bit slower here. This is an electric passenger train model made by Bombardier Transportation and is widely used throughout Sweden on national and regional networks. The trains are shorter for local routes, but they're wider than other types of cars, allowing for 5 seats and increasing passenger capacity by up to 25%. Now, number 3 is the TCD-HT80, another train that's almost an exact copy of Siemens' way of doing things. Number 3 is the TCD-HT80, another train that is almost an exact copy of the Siemens way of doing things. The TCD-HT80 is the Turkish high-speed train. I'm sure it's a constant thrill. The trains built by Siemens operate in the same way as many other high-speed networks in some parts of Europe. They can reach a maximum speed of 300 kilometers per hour. They've been in operation since 2013, and the Turkish railway company has been gradually increasing its fleet since then. The trains are arranged in 8 carriages with 32 axles, 16 of which are driving axles, and are particularly well designed in terms of aerodynamics. They have a high roof to reduce the issue of sonic boom tunnel effect. There are additional aerodynamic improvements that can apparently reduce the carbon emissions of these passenger trains by a significant amount. Number 2 is the Alstom Euroduplex. This is the Euroduplex high-speed train, and like many others in Europe, the word duplex in its name indicates that it's a 2-story train. How exciting! These TGVs have a top speed of 320 kilometers per hour, putting them on par with average high-speed trains. Using but can also carry more than 1,000 passengers. Look, that's where those duplex seats come into play. They're a 3rd-generation TGV, and they're the only model that can have 2 levels without needing to adjust their operational requirements or alter the infrastructure. They are designed to operate on the railway networks of France, Germany, Switzerland, and Luxembourg, and they've been in service since 2011. 2001, number 1. The virtual track train from China. And finally, something strange coming from China. These trains are apparently designed to run on virtual tracks, which means they don't need real train tracks to operate. I hear you exclaim, "This sounds like a bus." And to be honest, it looks like an extra-long bus. They're supposed to be trackless trams that run on the street with rubber wheels. Yeah, just like a bus. But they claim to have replaced the bad parts of buses with the good parts of trains. Things like low noise levels and reduced emissions, because they run on electricity. They can also travel at 70 kilometers per hour. They have a higher capacity than a bus, and what they say is that the ride quality is like that of a light rail train. Well, that's fine. Well, that's it for today's tour of trains around the world. Which of these advanced trains captured your imagination the most? And which one would you like to travel on? You can let me know all your thoughts in the comments section below. Also, make sure to check out the other interesting things that pop up on the screen. 2001.